Hey guys, welcome to Samco Workshop. Today we're going to take a quick minute and we're going to talk about a quick, simple, mobile camp setup here. And this thing is fantastic. I love this setup, and I've been fine-tuning it because now that I'm down here in Georgia and I do bow hunt, I hunt tremendously if you follow my other channel. And so for me to be able to run over and hunt in Alabama or South Carolina, or even go up into the mountains of Georgia or anything like that, or if I want to head down to, South Georgia, anything I want to do to get away for a couple of days, I need a quick, simple setup. If I got to keep transferring all my gear and chasing things around, it's not worth it. If I want to take my, my big 10 or my 12 by 14 wall tent and my wood stove and all that stuff, I have to bring my trailer. It's a pain in the butt. So I wanted to build with what I already had, but I wanted to set up a system that was sitting right there, quick, mobile, and ready. Now, as you can see, I don't have a lot of space here to work with. Okay, this is my little 8 by 20 or 10 by 20 garage here that I have. Okay, we downsized, it's much smaller here. But I do have a storage unit that we actually have set up, not quite like a storage unit, more like this. It's got racks, shelves. We can go in there, we know where everything is. It's not just boxes. So I use it almost as a whole nother building for that storage unit, the 10 by 20, so it gives us more room. But I wanted to have this setup figured out, so we have it dialed in. So here's basically what we got. Okay, what we see here now, this is how this will sit in my storage unit. Okay, right here, it'll be on this rack, but all this stuff will basically sit right here like you see it here in my storage unit, ready to go. All I have to do is pull my truck up to the storage unit, take this, which is my cot, whether it's me or two of us going, but I grab a cot, I throw it into my truck, into the bed of my truck. I grab the tent poles right here. I throw them into the bed of my truck. Okay, so those go in the bed of my truck. They're done. Also, while I'm at it, I do have a smaller camp pad coming because this one just takes up a lot of space, but we have a smaller camp pad coming from Amazon. I'll put a link to that below for you for some of this stuff, but that will also go in my truck. Over here, I have my trusty director's chair that I really like. I like this. It folds up very compact. Look at how low profile that is. It is very easy, and I don't have to fight to put it in a bag, and yet it's incredibly comfortable, and it is a very nice chair. Okay, Ozark Trail, I got it from Walmart. It's not much. There's a million of these out there. I'll put some links to them below, but what I like is that real thin profile, so I can stick this underneath my tonneau cover under my bed of my truck, and I can still put things on top of it or behind it. The key to all of this for me is to keep my tonneau cover on my truck without having to roll it up and then have gear get wet under there and things like that. So I have it dialed in. But so this goes in my truck along with these two bags. Okay, my tent bag and my cot down there. So that's set. I also over here have my jet sled and my cooler. Okay, so we take the cooler right here, which goes in the bed of my truck. This goes in the bed of my truck with the stuff, and then the jet sled, perfectly, this is a mini jet sled, or a jet sled junior as they call it, fits right on top of that cooler, perfect, and that slides. That whole set is under my tonneau cover without a problem, so that fits right in there. So that stuff just goes in my truck, quick and easy. The reason we use a jet sled is because of the fact that this gives us the option to take showers in our tent, standing in this jet sled. I take this jet sled, I put it like this in a tent, I hang a solar shower up, I stand right in here, and I have that solar shower right here, and I can get myself wet. Now, I stay kind of tight when I'm doing it, so all that water runs right into the jet sled, and it's all right there, and I take a shower, and all my water lands right in this jet sled, and so it keeps it all nice and neat and contained. I can also use this for pulling in anything I want. Campfire wood, I can use it for dragging animals out. I can do all sorts of things with this, so, and with the way it fits, right on top of that cooler, it takes up no space whatsoever. So it's just a perfect combo. So this set actually stays here in my garage because I use it a lot. But so that goes in there. Now, as far as the camp kit, this whole thing gets a couple of ratchet straps. One that goes through there, comes right up and over around this and holds this bin, the table, this tent box, and everything. So I get one strap here, one more strap on this side that goes around and holds the 5-gallon bucket here and straps that down, and one that comes right over the front and locks that, and a little mini one that holds that. But it's a quick, easy system to lock all this, and then this actually travels on my hitch of my truck. This whole thing, as you see it, just like this, all of this rides on the hitch of my truck, and it works fantastic. I just came back from doing the same exact thing when I just went out from my Midwestern state. So I just drove 1,600 miles with this setup on there, and it worked perfect. Now, so what do we have here? What do we got in here? What's the setup kind of thing? So we have, because I want a comfortable camp. Very important for me. I don't want to rough it, okay? I want it to be a good functional camp. So I have a 5-gallon bucket here with a Gamma lid. I will put links to this stuff below for you. The Gamma lid allows me to be able to have a sealed water container. So I use this for my shower water. So I start out with 5 gallons of fresh water here. And if I need to, I can fill it pretty much at any campsite or gas station, spigot, anything like that. But hang on, let me check my fire's jumping around over there. There we go. So I have a 5-gallon bucket here. I also have a milk crate on here. This is just because this is hard to tie down on its own. So putting it in here keeps this from moving and lets me be able to run straps around here and lock this down on this and keep it set. So we have that on here. When I move this case, you'll see. So if I move this bin out of the way, that sits here like this, right next to it. This gives me a way to keep that from moving. So it keeps it locked on this whole system. So we have that set up there. So that is just my water jug is basically what this is. Now the milk crate does come in handy as well too, because I can use it inside of my tent as a nightstand table thing. I can use it as anything I want to in there. I can use it to reach higher up if I need to get something out there. So it's just a handy, it's not gonna hurt nothing, but mainly its purpose just to make it where I can tie this down if we were to reverse this setup. So I could tie that and have that where that is not going to get away from me just being a round bucket when I run straps around this. So I can put this here, put this up this way, run that straps through and cross them, and they're gonna hold on this that keeps this from moving. My only purpose of having that on there. So we have that. I like to have a table right here. This gets the folding table. It's gonna get set up inside my tent, give me a place to set stuff up at, work at, whatever I need to when I'm there. I can even edit, do some of my photography stuff or video clips or any of this stuff I need to do on that table in camp, so that works out great. Now, our camp bin. This is a camp bin here, okay? In here, I have all of the stuff that I need. The amazing Nembo lanterns. Okay, these lanterns, these poppy lanterns are absolutely incredible. They run on AA batteries and they're dimmable. I will put a link to these below. But I have a couple of these in here. I got another bottle of propane right here. I have 2 solar showers in here. So I have my main solar shower right here. It's already tied up, got rope for it. And I have a backup, brand new, never been used solar shower. I have 2 of these kettles. These kettles right here are how I heat my shower water. 2 of these will give me a complete shower without fail. So we have 2 of these shower kettles in here, right here and here, which we will heat up and run. And we have now in here, I have another one of those poppy lanterns. Okay, these things are incredible. I don't have any batteries in them. I never leave batteries in them when I'm not using them because of the fact that I have all the batteries are here. I do not want batteries to break down inside of them, so we do not put them in right now to show you, but it's an incredible light. Little thing of dish soap because they're always handy to have. Now here I have my portable heater. So you take this mounts right on the bottle of propane, single burner. This goes on the bottom. The feet swing out on this like this and give it a super stable. There's feet all the way around and give it a really nice solid platform. I take this and set that up. And then when I heat put water in my kettles, 3 minutes later, this is super hot. And then I can pour this right in my solar shower and I have a perfect hot solar shower. I can also use this to heat up skull plates and antlers and European mounts or anything like that when I actually do kill animals out there because of the fact that a lot of states it's required for me to bone them out completely. I cannot bring any brain matter, skull tissue, any of that kind of stuff cannot come in to any other state without being boiled first. So we have for that, we have our bucket here that I use for boiling antlers or anything I need to. Inside of here I have my complete cook kit. So I have everything I need as a cook kit. Those are just the 2 tops for those down there in the bottom of that. Those are my 2 kettle tops. But this cook kit sits right in here, just like this. And let me pull this out. Actually, hold on. There we go. So that cook kit goes right in here like that. Fits right in here, nice, neat, and easy. And but that's my heater kettle. This thing here, I can fill that full of water, put a deer skull right in there, boil it on that single boiler and clean that up enough to have that good for when I go, you know, to be able to make me legal bringing it back in. I have a few extra garbage bags in here. These are compactor bags. They come in handy. Roll it toilet paper in a scrubby. And we have, oh, there's 2 lids. We have a hacksaw and extra blades. These are, again, used for animal processing and taking skull plates off and antlers off and things of that nature, again, because I am out there hunting. So that's kind of my whole kit in this little bin that gives me everything I need there. So we put this stuff, we'll go back in, and that's going to cover what we have in here. So let me kind of throw that stuff in. I'll pause you, throw this in, and then I'm going to show you the rest of it. But that's this little camp tote. Everything, this is almost everything I need or could use is somehow right in here, and I'm going to be in good shape. So let me put it together. I'll be right back. We'll finish this up here for you. Okay. All right, so we got that bin put back together, but that is basically what I call my camp bin. Again, this whole set stays just like this in a storage unit. So all I have to do is pull my truck up, open the tailgate, throw in my cot, my tent poles, my chair, throw them in there, and then I close the tailgate. The rest of the space is mine. Well, and my cooler and my sled here, which will already be in there because I'll have that full of food and stuff, but that just throws right in the back of my truck. This camp setup that you're seeing here is literally, it takes 60 seconds for me to take this from my storage unit, how all that stuff sat, and put it right on my truck and have it ready to go. And it's just quick and easy. So we have that camp bin always ready to go, set and good. We have our folding table. This is a 5-foot folding table, quick and easy to set up, just your plastic tables. But it's a good one. And like I said, it works perfect in that size tent. Gives me a lot of room, a lot of space on there, and it's super sturdy to do anything I need to with. So we have that camp table. We have a bottle of propane here, 20-pound tank of propane. That is to run my heater. I am using in here, center that so it stays. There we go. This is my tent bin, okay? My tent is in here. But we have our DuraGlow heater right here too. I hooked this up, set this on here like so, and we got it basically, you gotta unscrew this a touch so we can get it to drop in like that. This sits on there like that. That is my heater. This thing will blow your mind with how hot it gets. I even put it on low, and even on low, I try to just barely crack open the propane tank. This will last weeks on this tank, and this thing just burns you out of there. You run it, turn it off. You know, run it 10 minutes, turn it off for a half hour, run it 10 minutes if you want. I don't sleep with it on because I have 20-degree bags, and you know, it's in the south. But even when I head to Midwestern states where it's like I just left, where it was 20 degrees outside at night, this was working perfect, and I had a 0-degree bag. So I turned this on when I wanted it, when I was doing things in there, and just a t-shirt and, you know, my underwear and working in the tent. And then when I went to bed and crawled in my sleeping bag, I would turn this off and leave it till morning. So, but that's my heater that ends up going with me. In here is basically my tent. This is all my tent stuff. Okay, my drop cloth in here. I have these furniture pads that I put down underneath my tent, or underneath my cot, to protect the floor of my tent. They're just furniture pads, okay, from like Walmart or Home Depot. I'll put a link to them for you for some on Amazon. But those, and then I have a floor mat in here just to keep the dirt and stuff out of there when I walk into my tent and take my shoes off. And we have a simple, cheap little dustpan, because again, this tent has a floor. So I can use usually I use my wet shirt or dirty clothes or anything like that, and I use that to move everything from one end of the tent to the front. And when I get to the front, I can just scoop this stuff up, fling it out of the tent. As I stand outside, put it right by the door, scoop it up, fling it out. It's like nothing to it. Again, I'll put a link to it, but it just stays in here and takes care of all that. That's that ground cloth. This is my Kodiak canvas tent right here. This tent is amazing, okay? This is that Kodiak canvas tent. It is a 10 by 10, and the tent is incredible. I'll be inserting pictures here to show it to you, set up, some details inside, some of that kind of stuff from the trip I was just on with it. I've had that tent now for 4 or 5 years, and it's been incredible in every condition there is. I will even link a review at the end of this of that tent that shows you how everything in it works and how amazing it is. But that is the setup to how all this works. And then, so that goes in there. And then my heater, this heater just happens to fit in the leftover space in here, since I always have it with me anyway, unless if it's a hot trip, I'll pull this out. You know, I'll just take this right out of there and not use it. But otherwise, that can sit right in there. This, actually, I usually put this in first, I think. But we want to fill that space as best we can so that we're getting the least amount of movement and crap like that out of all this stuff. So we'll set this in here, fit that in there like that. This drops in right here. Closes in, that's set. Throw this in here on top of that, we're good. This goes in, and this is my camp. This is my entire camp setup right here ready, and then I got the hitch carrier, okay, which I've also done a review on that hitch carrier on my other channel, and I did a review of this tent on my other channel. I will see if I can link them. If I can't link them at the end of this video, I will actually put them in the description below for you to show you how to get to my channel to actually see those, so they will be there for you. But that's it. So when I pack camp up, all I do is I take my tent. That's a 5-minute setup tent, and about 8 minutes to tear it down and perfectly put it away. 5 to 8 minutes, okay? So under 10. So when I'm done, I throw that tent in here. I put the, I put the hitch carrier on there. Tent goes right in there just like that. My table comes on here. I set my table right there like that. I take my bin. My bin goes right on here. All of this slides to this end like that, so that I can put my propane tank right on here like that. And right on the end of this, my jug of water. There it is. Put a strap around it, a little strap here, and then one strap over it this way. It is good for thousands of miles to travel down the road. There's nothing here that I worry about getting wet, okay? And this is, I doubt water could even get in here, but even if it did, it's not gonna hurt anything. But like I said, in here, there's nothing in here that can be hurt by getting wet. Everything is completely fine. So this stuff is all set, and I'm done. This sits in my storage unit right there. Inside the storage unit, I also put my chair. This is all the tent poles and stakes. And this is my one cot or two. I have two of them also, but that sits just like that in a corner of my storage unit, ready to go. So all I have to do is pull up and then transfer this stuff to my truck. 5 minutes at storage, okay? 5 minutes, my whole camp is loaded in my car, and I'm ready to drive off and go on my hunting trips or camping trips too. Now that we're down here, there's a lot of really cool places in the mountain that me and Tina want to go adventure and go up there and spend a couple of days and take the dogs and do some hiking and sightseeing. I have this set. The only thing I got to add to it then is my other chair and one more cot. But this whole system is quick, simple, easy, and effective. And that's the best part about it. And then in my freezer, which you can't see, well, maybe you can, but this is my freezer right here, okay? In there right now, there are 2 40 packs of water bottles that are both frozen, ready to go at all times. I take one of those 40 packs of water bottles and drop it right in here. It acts in my cooler. It acts as ice, ready to go at any given moment. Cold water when we want to drink it. It's just stuff set, ready to go. Anytime you need it, camp is set and ready. Throw your camp pads and your sleeping bags right in your little truck. But this is what we call a mobile camp setup. A quick, easy, always ready to go so that you can enjoy more time camping, okay? This is not just a little pop-up tent as you've seen. This is a very luxurious, serious, comfortable camp setup. Now there's other things that we may want to bring or not bring or any of that kind of stuff. This is kind of set up for me as ready to go for hunting, but quick, easy, simple, but it's all basically here and not even in my truck, which leaves the bed of my truck open for anything else I want to bring. So it's just a nice setup. So I thought I'd share it with you. This is kind of what I'm putting together and making it work. My only thing I wish I would have done, and I'm not going to now because I already have this hitch carrier, but this hitch carrier is aluminum, and I got it when I had my Cherokee Trailhawk, and it was perfect because it was the same width. It worked out fantastic. I love the design. It's ultra lightweight being aluminum. But I wish I would have, for this setup, it would be nice to have the one, the steel ones are a little bit bigger, probably 3 inches bigger this way and a smidge wider, but would give you more room if you needed to. And they're also dirt cheap. This was like a $180 rack, which I love. It is aluminum and only weighs like 20 pounds, but those steel ones are like 70 pounds, but they do give you more room. So it's a trade-off either way, but this setup here works absolutely perfect for me. That is my entire camp, sits right in my storage unit just like this. Pull up, open a door, grab this stuff, put it in, I am gone. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, got some info out of it. Again, I will put links down below to the cots, to the tent, to I'll have links to all of this stuff in the description of this video for you. Thanks for watching. This is my little setup. That's that Kodiak canvas tent right there. I have the awning in a down position because we got rain and snow coming today, so that way it sheds right off and it keeps the stuff dry underneath there. But this is that little Kodiak canvas tent, my little 10 by 10. I love this thing. This is the deluxe model, which means I have the deluxe V-Ax it's called. So you got that extra you know, those side panels, so it's perfect for summertime, hot weather, cold weather. You know, this thing works perfect in every condition. This thing is amazing, 10 by 10, perfect for what we're doing with it. And like I said, nice vestibule. I can pull these out and stand it upright if it's not raining, but this is perfect scenario for it for when the weather is bad. It keeps all that rain off of all my stuff here. And inside we have my cot set up, and we have my heater going already. That heater is just roasting in here. Matter of fact, we are going to turn that off because it is cooking in here. Whew, man, is it hot. So we're going to turn that off. But it took the chill out for me to get dressed. Got my table set up. And John was supposed to come on this trip, but again, he had to bail for work. So this basically right here is my camp setup. But I love this tent. We got organizers all over here that I can hang any place. You can see all the different rings in here, anywhere I want, laundry lines. I got this gear loft right here that I can set, connect there, and then put out and stretch it across to the middle. So it's kind of one of these kind of deals that goes from here, all the way from here and across, and I can put clothes up there. So if I got stuff to dry later on, I will put them on that and hang them there and let this heater dry them off. But this is the setup on here. I use those pads because we do got a floor in here just to make it easier on the cots. Well, they're just Walmart furniture pads I put under the feet. And my little, because it does have a floor, I got a little mat right here that I can take my muddy boots off and keep them and try and keep the dirt contained. And I have that broom right there too. But every single one of these panels are openable windows, and this the screen that's on these do not let water through. That's a beautiful part of this. They don't let water through unless it's like, I mean, you could squirt through with a hose, but rain will not come through these. So in the summertime, you can even leave these windows completely down. They roll up at the bottom and water will not come in through these. So works perfect. Right now with it being cold, I just got them cracked a little bit to kind of vent, you know, just to give me a little ventilation in here, a little more ventilation. This one I'm leaving closed, but that's the door. And but that is the Kodiak canvas 10 by 10 wall tent. It sets up in under 5 minutes, no joke. 5 minute setup, 5 minute takedown. So this is it, and we are going to get our clothes ready, and then we are going to get ready to head out and go see if we can't find some places to hunt.